Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about the 15th and 16th Finance Commission and about the GST. In this video I am going to discuss about the different rates of GST, about the issue of black money and about demonetization. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump to the topic about the different rates of GST. First of all, we should know why we are having different GST rates in India. GST has been structured in a way that essential services and good items are placed in the lower tax brackets, while luxury services and products have been placed in the higher tax bracket. The GST Council has fitted over 1,300 goods and 500 services under four tax slabs of 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28% under GST. Now, there is a group which is called the exempted GST rate slab, where no taxes are there. There are 7% goods and services fall under this category. Some of these are regular consumption include fresh fruits and vegetables, milk, buttermilk, curd, natural honey, flour, besan, bread, all kinds of salt, jaggery, hulled cereal grains, fresh meat, fish, chicken, eggs, along with bindi, sindoor, kajal, bangles, drawing and coloring books, stamps, judicial papers, printed books, newspaper, jute and handloom, hotels and lodges with the tariff below rupees 1000, so and so on. There is the second group which is known as 5% GST rate slab, and there are 14% of goods and services fall under this category. Next we are having the 12% GST rate slab, and so total 17% of goods and services fall under this category. The example of this slab is the sausages, fruit juices, namkeen, ketchup, cheese, ghee, dry fruits, packaged food, Ayurvedic medicines, all diagnostic kits, reagents, cell phones, spoon, fork, tooth powder, umbrella, sewing machine, spectacles, indoor games like playing cards, chessboard, carom board, ludo, apparel above rupees 1000, non-AC restaurants, business class ticket, state-run lottery, work contract, and so on attract 12% GST. Next, we are having the 18% slab. There are 43% of goods and services fall under this category. An example are pasta, biscuit, cornflakes, pastries, and cakes, preserved food, etc. Next and the final group is the 28% group, where 19% of goods and services fall under this category. The example for this is the chewing gum, BD, chocolate, deodorant, shaving cream, etc. Now there are some important points which we have to understand. First is wine has been kept out of the GST through the constitutional provision. It is a GST exempt item. This does not imply that it is tax exempt. It comes under the state excise duty, and GST exempt means the absence of ITC. Second, it was said that the GST Council would decide in future about the inclusion of following items in the GST network. These items are petroleum crude, motor spirit, high-speed diesel, aviation turbine fuel, and natural gas. In recent years, the center is requesting the states to bring these items into the GST network so that their prices can be reduced or controlled. Next, the decisions by GST Council are taken on the base of at least 3/4 majority of voting rights. The distribution of voting rights can be given as below. The center is having 1/3 of the total, whereas the state is having 2/3 of the total. The above distribution pattern provides to the center a kind of veto power, or we can say the power to negate anything. It is a negative power. For IT infrastructure, for the functioning of GST, GSTN, GST network has been established as the NPC, which is non-profit company. Finally, the GST number of any supplier is called GSTIN or GST identification number. Now we are having a very big issue, and that is the issue of black money or tax evasion. The act of not paying relevant taxes on any taxable income or asset is called tax evasion. The black money is such a taxable income or asset on which taxes have not been paid. It is to be noted that the black money may also associate with the legally earned income or income earned from legal activities if due taxes are not being paid. The act of tax evasion not only leads to the revenue loss to the government, it will also create what is called as the shadow economy or ghost economy, which according to the World Bank remains out of the government observation, taxation and regulation. Apart from the above, it becomes difficult to achieve some microeconomic goals like the control of inflation, to ensure houses for all, etc. There are some recent steps to curb back black money, which are: first is the Undisclosed Foreign Income and Asset Imposition Act 2015 and 16 for the black money hoarded in the foreign country. The bill was applied to the Indian residents and seeks to replace Income Tax Act 1961. For the taxation of foreign income, it penalized the concealment of foreign income and provides for criminal liability for attempting to evade tax in relation to the foreign income. A flat rate of 30% tax would be applied, and the scope of this is: first is the income from a source located outside India which has not been disclosed. Secondly, income for which no tax return has been filed. And thirdly, value of an undisclosed asset located outside India. Next is the Income Disclosure Scheme, or we can say IDS 1. It was introduced in the year 2016-17 for the domestic black money. It provides an opportunity to the citizen who has not paid full taxes in the past to come forward and declare the undisclosed income and pay tax, surcharge and penalty totaling in all to 45% of such undisclosed income declared. Tax at the rate of 30% of undisclosed income. Surcharge is at the rate of 7.5% of undisclosed income, whereas the penalty is also at the rate of 7.5% of undisclosed income. Next was the PBPT Act, which is also known as Prohibition of Benami Property Transactions. It was passed and implemented in the year 2016 for stopping the use of black money for the investment in the Benami properties. The Act prohibits illegal Benami transactions and provides imprisonment up to 7 years and fine for violation of the Act, which may extend to 25% of the fair market value of the Benami property. It helped the government to fight against the black money both inside and outside the country. Next is the demonetization. The SBN specified banknotes of 1000 and 500 were removed as a legal tender. The soil rate of the above notes was found to be quite lower, creating the impression that the people might be hoarding black money in these notes. There are certain advantages and disadvantages of this. First, we are going to discuss about the advantages. It increased the deposits with the banks. It improves the currency circulation, helps in countering counterfeit currency, helpful in tracking black money, downside movement of lending rates, and helps in the countering illegal activities. So there are certain advantages. Now we are going to discuss about the disadvantages. This caused the panic among the people, halt in the economic development, recalibration of ATMs, causes liquidity crunch. It leads to short-term downfall in GDP, and the payment crisis was also one disadvantage. Now the Economic Survey of 2016 and 17 called it reverse helicopter drop. By this I am concluding my video. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.